I will explain today how to use grow in GIMP to make text or logo or object outline. So here is when we use it. For example, here we have two layers, background and a picture of a garden with a beautiful butterfly here. And then we want to add text in our picture here. I want to add black, writing in black, so I choose the color black here. Then I choose text. Then I just add my text here. Now, of course, we want the text to be above the picture. So we click our text layer here and we bring it above. And as you can see here, that the color black seems not suitable for this kind of background. We can change the color by choosing it. And then, for example, change the color here by white, for example. And it seems here also white do not work very good. So in this case, the best way to deal with it is by using outline surrounding the word or the text. And that will help the reader to understand what is written there. So for example, I bring my text back to black. And then I want to make an outlier for this text. I just click another layer. So there are several ways to do this, but the one that I will explain today is using grow, which is for me quite easy. I make a new layer. We can do a new layer by right click and then go to new layer, or we can also go to layer and then choose new layer here. And the layer that I want to make, I just name it outline 1. And I want to make a transparency layer with the same size with the image that we have. And then click OK. So now we have a outline, a new layer below our text. To make it above or below the text, we can use the arrow here. But of course, we want to make like a shadow or an outline, which we want it below our text. Now, how to make the layer? We go to the text layer and I want to choose, select the text or whatever with the same color. So we can use one of these, but this is, in this case, it's easier to use color. And we choose the text based on the color. Now, to make an outline, we can just grow the selection. So select, grow. And here, for example, I choose 10. Okay. Then we can see that the selection area become bigger. Now we go to our outline layer. Then I want to fill this part with another color. For example, here I just choose the easiest one using white here. And then I choose fill with bucket fill. And then just click here to have our white fill in there. Here we already have an outline for our text. And now we will deselect this. So select none. Sometimes this outline seems too harsh and not blending good enough to the picture. And what we can do is decrease the opacity here. For example, we choose maybe 70. As you can see here, the shadow or the outline is not as strong as before and it has some transparency. So some of the background picture will be little bit shown in the shadowing. Yes, and now we will continue to other than text. For example, so I just hide this and view this. For example, now I want to have a new layer which contains our logo. I go to new layer, transparency, and then I put a layer named logo. Okay. Now, in this layer, I want to just draw something, or you can also write something or put your logo layer here. And I just, in this case, I just use a brush. Of course, we can adjust the size of the brush and something else, but we will just use a brush. And I maybe will just make a smiley face. Simple smiley face like this and pretend that is our logo. Now, as we can see here, the logo is also not blending good enough with the picture. It feels like a separated one is not really together with the background picture. And what I like to do is using the shadow or the outline to make the logo more obvious or vibrant. So what I do is, like before, I make a new layer. I call it outline 2, for example. And then from the logo, I choose based on the color. And then select, grow. And maybe make it grow bigger, like maybe too big. Like this. And OK. As you can see, the selection area got bigger. And then I go to the outline layer and fill in with the color. I choose just a simple black here and fill it in. And then select none. Of course, for this outline, you can also play with the opacity here. Oh, too much. In this case, it's maybe wiser to have a stronger background, for example, like this. Okay, I will put this back to 100. Yeah, to make it very strong. So of course, how strong the opacity, or maybe also how strong the logo, you can also play with the opacity of the logo. It's very depend on the kind of picture. How is the shape of the logo? That will tell us a lot on how much opacity you will need. Now, this is not my favorite way to make a logo become shown in a picture. What I like to do is not make it as strong as what it seems like now. So I will explain it with a new layer. I make a new layer and then outline 3. Now, because I want the shadow not to become black, black is too strong for me. So I want to choose a color based on the background color. For example, here I go to the layer of garden and then pick a color here, color picker, and choose one green color here. Then I will use this green color to make a shadow or an outline which will blend more beautifully with the background. So what I do is I choose logo, go to the color selection, select based on color, and then I grow it. Then after that, I don't want to have a very strong shadow. I want to have a little bit blending, so I do feather, which make the selection border a little bit blur. And it's depend on how blur you want it. You can choose the number here. For example, we can even choose something like 40, and then I choose OK. Then in the outline layer, we fill our color, which is green this time. And then select none. So as you can see here, we have a shadow with a blurry edge, and then the color is green. And of course, this is a little bit too strong for me, so I like to have a lower opacity. And this kind of shadow will not be very obvious in the picture, but it of course will help the logo become more vibrant, or yeah, it's more easy to see the logo. And we can also play the logo here with the size and placing. But of course, because now we have shadow like this, I want to chain it together. So when we move it, or if we want to resize it, it will apply to the 3 layer here. So I click one of the layer, and for example, I want to resize it. I can just do resize like this. Then I can scale. Then I have a smaller logo. Then I can also move it according to where I want it. Or even if we need it, we can also rotate it. Maybe like this. Now, because I only want the outline 3, I will make this outline 2 disappear and remove the chains. And as you can see here, now we have our logo above a background picture, and the logo have a little bit shadow or outline behind it. It's not that obvious, but it's really help people to see the logo compare with if we don't have any outline. I hope you can see the difference here. And that's it. Yeah. If we want to show everything, it look like this. But yeah, that's it. Is my video today. I hope this will help you in using Grow in GIMP for making outline or shadow for our text or our object.